All right, guys. Welcome back to another installment of Dude Actually. Today we have our new friend Rashod Vaughn with us today.
How you guys
He's
doing?
he's a local comedian, and he does some other stuff that we'll get into. But as always, our sponsor for this episode and every episode until we say otherwise, THC Dispensary here in Omaha. Want to tell them a little bit about this?
Yes, I do. So, this week, as always, we want to showcase some new product. And this is the closest thing you'll ever see to cotton candy on a plant that you inhale and smoke. It is insanely beautiful. I believe it is coated in THCA diamonds. I may be wrong, but I believe so, and it is THCA. So, shout out, as always, our sponsor. We're going to load up a bowl, but mainly we are here tonight for the man of the hour, who released a special a few months ago that we will talk about. Great comedian, really, really funny guy. We've seen him perform a few times at Quick Draw Comedy. We've seen him perform at the Backline recently.
Oh
Fuck
man,
yeah.
y'all are both.
Dude, I
Damn.
thought you were
All right,
gonna
well,
wear it.
well, it's still in the wash. I
He's
do like.
even got the hat.
I got it. I got
Yeah, it's
it.
the hat. The hat they made. We'll get into that hat they made. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Yeah, well, shout out to Quick Draw
Yeah.
Comedy as
You guys
well.
changed our lives.
Addie Herman and
Clem Jameson
Clem
and Summer T. Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys really dominating the scene with Quick Draw, taking the scene by storm. So,
How would you guys describe Quick Draw to somebody who's never been there?
well, I'm a regular, so I'm kind of like the sixth man of the whole regime. You get 2 minute sets. Two separate sets. One is 2 minutes. I mean, both 2 minutes. The first one you get a regular 2 minute sets for a stand up comic, and the other is a 2 minute plus an interview. The interview for whatever you talked about on your sets. It could be sex, girlfriend, or jobs, anything. Whatever you mentioned on your stand up set. Addie Herman, he's gonna ask you about it, and so that's pretty much what it is. It's kind of like Kill Tony ish, similar to that, but in the local scene,
It's really cool because it like gives you a great opportunity. Like, let's say you like did shit on your set. Like, I had a pretty bad set on this Tuesday. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we all have. We all have.
And
if you watch the podcast, we all have.
Oh yeah, but it's nice when they do the interview because you almost get like a shot at showing the audience that you have a personality and that you are funny, even if you like didn't put your joke across right. Like, there's a lot of times where you realize like, all right, I got the good bones for a joke, but I gotta do this and that, and that's what Tuesday was for me this week. Was like couple things were said that I was like, oh, you know what, man, like this is where that joke should go instead of where it did. And
exactly.
And the thing is, like, dude, the whole room is full of comedians.
Yeah.
So if you get a laugh, dude,
like
like
comedian
will work.
Yeah, it's a good thing, because it's harder to make comedians laugh than regular people laugh.
100%.
Because it's like, it's like we laughing at ourselves.
I guess we should mention too, it's a free show.
Yeah, it's a free show.
If you've never done comedy, you can go in and
sign up. Sign up. Tuesdays is Unplugged, and Sunday is the taping of Quick Draw. I mean, it's only limited sign up. Like seven people, sometimes 8, depending if Addie likes you or not. So you know what I mean. But I'm a regular, so
yeah, you were like, I think you were the first regular we met there.
Yeah. I'll tell you about it. I don't smoke, you guys.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm letting the world know, the podcast world. But I tell you how I became a regular. Well, I was going there, routinely every Sunday, whatever. And then Summer T. Wynn, the older guy, was like, "Hey, I want to talk to you real quick." And I thought I was in trouble. I was like, me, I thought I was in trouble. Me, when somebody say, "Hey, I want to talk to you real quick," you be like,
"You're like tail talk."
He's like, "What the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I do?" So he was talking to me. He's like, "Yo, have you ever seen Cleo Tawny?" I was like, "I see some clips." Well, they got their regulars, and we want you to be a regular, but you keep telling the same jokes over and over again. Because I just released a special, and I was just like, you know what? I ain't rolling anything down. I'm just gonna keep telling jokes off the special to promote it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I have to tell new shit here and there, but I'm just being lazy. He's just like, yo, Like every 2 minutes, we need you to do new sets. Like I know you got some new shit, but we need you to do new sets every 2 minutes. Like the first set, we need you to do a new set, but the second set, not really. You could bring out the old shit, but the first 2 minutes, we need you to do new sets. You know what I mean? And then once you do new sets, then we can have you on as a regular. You be our first regular. Blah, 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 like, you know what I mean? And I feel like it can help you out as a comic. So I was like, oh, okay. So,
big time.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So ever since that moment, I've been doing every 2 new sets, 2 new sets, whether it's a story from the past or new shit I've been working on. So every 2 minutes, new sets every time.
And you're talking about that special, Just My Thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that special. What do you got going on in that special? I've seen a little bit of it. I actually tried to watch a lot of it today at work, but it's like hard to multitask. But like in your words, like what's going on with that?
Well, I just released a special and the audio April 26th. It's on YouTube, and then I released a video portion on May 29th. So I always want to do like if you guys are a fan of rap, you know what I mean. But I did it in comedic terms, mixtape. Mixtape is like a builder for up and coming artists, where you build up your following or you build up your brand. And so that's what I was like, I always want to do a mixtape, because I wanted to be a rapper at one point, but I wasn't really that great. So, the universe had other plans. So here I am as a comic. So I was like, you know what? Because I've been wanting to do it like years ago, but I wasn't polished.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was right now was the right time. So we filmed it in February, and Clem did it. Shout out to Clem Jameson. Addie, Quick Draw, my people. They was part of it as well.
That's awesome.
So they shot it. Clem shot it, and we filmed it. Did 30 minutes, and and then released it April 26th, the audio version of it, and. I didn't plan on doing the release the full video. I was going to like put clips of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to, because I want to like mystique. You know what I mean? Like I know you guys listen to rap, but MF Doom.
Yeah.
Yep.
MF Doom, and I was trying to like kind of be that of comedy. You know what I mean? Like let my name sell and not have my face like that because my growing popularity. It's crazy because people recognize me whatever when I work or even when I'm walking. People recognize me. Even comedians talking about like, yeah, I seen you before. I'm like, you have? Like, I'm like, you have? Like, how? Like I don't remember seeing you. No disrespect, but it's like they remember seeing me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I love being pop. I love when people come up to me, but it's like, you know what? I like the myth, the man, the myth, the legend thing. I like that better, so I just want my name to sell to keep the mystique.
Yeah.
Because I'm I'm trying to study the art of the mystique, and then people was like, yo, put the video out. And so I put the video out, and it, over 2,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah. Rashod had a comedy show this week. That was Saturday, right?
That was Saturday.
Saturday Backline.
Yeah.
That's the first time I'd ever been there, dude.
Back to back.
I'm glad you said something because somebody had said something after the Tuesday show and was like, hey, like, if you guys want Saturday, there's a show going on. I can't remember. I think it was you. And we're like, fuck, dude, I'm sorry. If it was you, I'm glad you said something because that was a great set, man.
Thank you.
Was any of that, did you have any of your stuff from your special in that set? Or do you, like, sprinkle some of it in? Or, like, when you do a joke, let's say you've been doing a joke for a year, like, when do you just scrap it? Like, at what point are you like, that's a great joke, but a lot of audiences have heard that,
The special. I mean, I'll still do shit on the special because people haven't heard it. And, But I kind of scrap most of it and trying to work a new 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute sets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever works and is new and fresh and just keep sticking to it and keep getting better at the jokes and refreshing it. Kind of tell the, whatever, like, you guys will experience it too. Like, whatever, like, you perform at a show and if things ain't really going well, you just kind of break out the old shit.
You're like, well, and you're comfortable with it too.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Like
that's the biggest thing, and it could help and also hurt because, like, people, like I said, real people haven't heard it, but also the people that have heard it, it'd be like, all right, he tell the same jokes over and over again. So, and it's like, well, I'm comfortable with it and it's funny. It's way funnier than your shit. So,
but well, that's the thing too, because like you don't want somebody to like hear your jokes over and over again. But at the same time, you don't want to like, if you know a joke is funny and people are gonna laugh, like that's the whole thing, is making people happy. That's the best part of the job.
Yeah,
exactly. People are laughing,
like,
oh, that's sweet. You know, people come up, they're like, I had a great night tonight, and you're like, damn, well, hell yeah. I'm like, I'm so glad. You know, so it's like you don't want to rob those people of that great joke either. You know, so yeah, it's like.
Yeah, that's a tough balance. I feel like eventually we'll figure out that like
you guys will figure out
which ones to like actually throw into a fire. But yeah, that's tough because I want to like get better at the jokes that I'm telling, but I don't want to repeat the same joke. So it's like it's a
double-edged sword.
Well, because there's not a good way to like. From what I've gathered about doing stand-up, because, you know, Zach and I haven't been doing it for long at all. You know, like, you are a fucking,
we're a month and 2 weeks.
I've been doing it for, like, over a decade.
You know, so, like, we're real new to it. And, you know, I've used the Tuesdays a lot to kind of, you know, workshop almost, you know?
It is,
And it's like, if I get 1 or 2 laughs on any joke I do at Quick Draw, it's like, okay, I'm keeping that joke. You know, and then I'll backlog it and then try and do stuff.
Work around that.
But it's really hard to practice without being on a stage. It's just one of those things. Like, you can practice acting in front of a mirror or something. Or
you can sing.
You can sing, rap. Or you can record yourself and listen to it. But like, you're gonna stand in a room and do your whole set. The energy of the room's not there. There's a lot of things that incorporate. Your timing and stuff.
A lot.
Exactly.
That froze me. We've hosted shows, rapped, EDM, performed, done musicals, like everything. But like the moment I stepped on stage to do stand up, it like broke me because it's like, oh, I can't just be like this rehearsrsed thing. I have to be a real guy. But like.
It's just
it took me weeks to stop shaking like this at Quick Draw.
I remember. I'm like, he's shaking, but you still ringing it.
And it was crazy is he's been on stage so many fucking times, like hundreds of times at this point, probably. And like never has he shook. He sweats because it's hot.
I sweat.
There's a lot of moving.
You a natural performer.
But like, I mean, I'd never seen him like that either. It's a different animal, you know, like. You gotta have it so planned out.
Yes, you gotta have it.
But also you gotta keep it loose. Like there's a weird balance.
You know what I mean? Improvise. You gotta.
Because otherwise, like real but prepared almost. In a weird.
You gotta have the structure. But you know.
So Riley did a lot of the jokes that I heard at Backline from his set on Saturday, and he did them again on Tuesday. And they were the same jokes, like punchline wise. You know, the endings were kind of the same, but they were different joke. The way he told them, you know?
He added to it a lot.
It's all. I think it's so important.
You gotta add into it, and you know, and whatever sticks, because everything that you write down on paper or notes or however you want to write it, or even your head, is not gonna come out the same because you adding stuff at the moment while you're on stage. You adding stuff as you go. So you be like, and then. Crowd laughs, you be like, dang that hit. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna keep that. You know, and then you add it to your repertoire of jokes of the premise of the story. So
yeah, man, I somebody told us like it's an entirely different beast.
It is.
You know?
It
is. We were like,
it was Jim.
We could do. Yeah, it was Jim, our buddy Jim.
Jim,
it was like, he was like, it's just a different animal, guys. Like, don't get overly excited because it's way different.
It's way different. It takes years to master the art of stand-up. It takes years.
You know, when we went to our first Quick Draw after the show, I wasn't trying to kiss ass or anything. I just had to go up to Addy and tell him how good he was at hosting because it's so like almost every single thing he said like hit, you know? Like if somebody wasn't being funny, like we know some people that go there just like it's always like like pity laughs or something.
Right, them pity laughs.
But they're great people and we love them coming there and stuff. And they are getting better, you know. But like, you know, the interview is so good because like even when it gets awkward, Addy's like on it with the timing. It's I don't think
he'll pull
to a whole lot of people at least. I don't think that's a natural thing. Like it takes years to sharpen that knife.
It takes years, and Addy is natural at it. You know what I mean? He's a great host and great interviewer, and also a great comic. So you know, he definitely will keep you on your toes too. So and he definitely will point out your flaws. On your set. So
he said he's been doing it since he was 27.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude, like,
I've been
we're
doing,
27.
I've been doing this since I was 17. So
Damn.
Yeah, I thought I would be out of Omaha by now, but I'm still here. And
Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know, for me, because I've traveled a lot, and whenever I move, dude, it's like I love it for a few years, and every single time I've moved, I'm like, you know what? I miss my home. Like, this will always be like my home.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's because it's crazy because that's like that's every comedian's dream. It's like, all right, get good and then move to like a big city.
Get out of here, go to Chicago, or I'm in LA now.
Right,
Texas,
exactly.
I guess that's not a big city, that's a state.
Exactly.
It's the whole thing.
State.
Yeah, exactly. And that's every comedic comedian dream. But yeah, it's everybody has their own journey. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's path in comedy or even in life is different. So you never know what the universe had for you. So has in store for you. So
I got a pretty. I don't have a great memory, and I really never have. And I'm really glad. Like, we got a show this Saturday, and it's
nice.
5-minute sets, and that's the longest set I've done is a 5-minute.
Where's that at?
Crush
Ultra Lounge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I saw one of the newer comics posted that.
Yeah.
OGs.
That was interesting because he had come up to Addy like in the middle of somebody's set, like, and he's like, "Hey, I want to sign up," and Addy made a joke of it because it was like bad timing and stuff, but like it was a funny interaction, which again, Addy's fucking great at that shit.
Addy's great. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, he was saying like, "Yeah, Jim, I walked up to Jim, told him I want to do it. Jim told me to come here and like get practice." And I was like, "Damn, Jim did the same thing to us."
He's the comedy messiah. He's just leading us to Quick Draw.
Quick Draw. There's a new open mic late after Quick Draw, Shakedown Tavern, 9 o'clock, 9:30. So right after that's a new one. Backline Wednesday.
So that's an open mic at Tavern.
Shakedown. Cool. Yeah, it used to be Barley Street because that was most of the people that have been doing it years in the scene. That's like our home.
Is that kind of why? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like, this is a shitty thing to ask or whatever. But they seem like they adhere to a time schedule pretty good. Like they want to get out at a certain time in between 30. Is it so that people could go to the show after and make it on time? Or?
Yeah. That's how not to overlap. Other open mics.
That's cool.
That's really cool and considerate.
Yeah.
I mean, Addy and Clem. I don't know them very well personally yet, but they seem like great guys that are conscientious of like comedians should get paid. Like we take care of our own. Like we try and give each other opportunities.
Yeah, that's how it should be. Because I've been in plenty of as long as I've been doing comedy, and I've been in a lot of comedy groups, and none of the comedy groups are like the comedy group that I'm in now with Quick Draw. Yeah, provide me opportunities to be seen, to get promoted, to get paid.
Yeah,
so
they're cool. They're cool.
Yeah,
people.
so I'm in the right group, right team. Others, they don't. They just all about themselves. Don't even put me, because I remember I was part of this comedy group. They didn't even put me on shows with others. They just like, oh, well, you got to get in where you fit in. So and I'm like, damn, well,
figure it out.
I'm like, damn, well, I don't feel part of a team or a group because it's like I'm feeling left out, and it's a clique within the group, which is weird. You know what I mean? So
that is I'm being the new guy, like fucking. How you gonna get a shot? Like when everybody's established in their own little like clique, like it's high school or something.
Yeah, it is, man. It's very cliquish, but especially back then when I saw it, it was really, really cliquish. Now it's cliquish, but they more open to work with others.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm glad we came in when we did.
Yeah,
or where we did too, dude.
Yeah, because back then, if y'all would have came back then when I started, oh man, you got to stick with your crew. People don't want to work with other crews. Yeah. Now everybody work with everybody now, but they still with their crew. Yeah. So it's more open now than it was back then. So I like it better now than back then, because back then it was harder to get on shows too. Yeah, a lot harder. So.
Well, did you ever like roll with like a group for a while? Like, did you have?
I had
other comedians in town that like you see and you're like, hey.
I had plenty of groups. I've been bounced around more times. I was like a hoe, a comedian hoe. I was like with this group, that group, that group, that group.
If you're gonna book Rashod, you better wear a condom. Man.
Exactly. You better wear a condom, man. Like,
everybody been booking Rashod.
Yeah, it's like damn. Every group is like shoot, and Some was cool, some was not so great, but you know, I'm at the right crew, Quick Draw. So
Yeah, how did you find out about Quick Draw?
it just, I mean, yeah, that is a great question. Addy moved here. You know, he's from Arkansas, so he moved up here.
Oh wait, so did he know? Uh, did he know?
Clem.
No. Oh my gosh, Eugene. From Arkansas, and that's why they were like,
yeah, that's why, yeah.
Okay.
So, cause Addy moved up here first, and then Eugene just came up here like a month ago.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
wow. Okay.
So
we came at the perfect time.
Yeah, y'all came at the perfect time. So Addy moved up here a year ago, and so Quick Draw started a year ago around this time, September a year ago.
Yeah. So it's gotten big in that year, dude. Holy
it got big. You know, he wasn't recording first. It was just like shits and giggles. It's still same format, but wasn't recorded. But I do remember him saying that I want to record to be a podcast, whatever. So
yeah.
And I just started going. You know what I mean? Me just being a hungry comic. You know, I just still go. You know, not.
Did you like see it on Facebook, or did he like reach out to you?
No, he told me in person, and then you know once he started doing it, I started going every Sunday like consistently, and then it turned into where it is today. So and then they kind of reward me for being a regular because you know I'm reliable. I'm there all the time, and you know,
man, so. I feel like right now, I wonder if we could help him out a little bit because for me and Zach, we would never have probably heard of it if it weren't for Jim, who he advised us to go once before our first show ever. He's like, you guys need more stage
He
time.
described it as he said, hey, there's an open mic. It's at Emmett's on Tuesday. You guys should go. And we were like, okay. And then the night of, he said, hey, it's actually a bit of a different type of open mic. I'm not really sure, but I think you guys do 2 minutes in an interview or something like that. I don't know, in typical Jim fashion. We love him, but he just doesn't know what's going on sometimes.
Yeah, we thought like it was like comic versus comic or something. At least I did. I don't know if it was just described weird to me, but I thought like
it was.
I was like, wait, so am I versing another like who's funny or something? Because I'm not funny, dude. This is my first time on stage, bro.
Yeah,
you know, I'm like, what the fuck?
But we showed up and. Immediately,
because otherwise, I mean, they're on Facebook, and you know, but it's like it's only traveling word of mouth from comic to friends to comics and stuff.
Man, and I remember when we did that show last Saturday. This guy he wants to do comedy. Him and his girl showed up, and they was talking after the show. They was talking to us about comedy and how he wanted to get back into it because he started it. He started doing comedy a little bit back then when I kind of started, but he stopped, and then we was talking about like, man, like how the scene changed, and I didn't think how if you asked me like back then if I could see the comedy scene being where it is today, I would say hell no.
Yeah,
because it was it was dead in a comedy scene when I started. Now it grew. It started to become like a lot of people to a point where people move here just to do comedy. That's how crazy it's gotten. And I never thought the Omaha scene would be kind of getting up there with the other, comedy scene. That's like awesome, like Chicago, New York, LA, and shit like that.
This city is kind of becoming one of the Midwest hubs.
Yeah, like it is.
Chicago, Kansas City, Omaha,
Iowa.
Yeah, like there's like I guess Denver's kind of a Midwest hub, but you don't think it's Midwest because there's mountains and shit.
It feels more Western.
But like Omaha is one of the financially at least one of the fastest growing cities in the nation right now. And
it is.
It's kind of cool, man. Because I mean, I don't know when I was a kid, I didn't think about it much, but as I got older, I was like, damn, I live in Nebraska. You know, like like this. That's kind of weird. Like I know people that are from cool ass places, but it's nice to be here, kind of, dude. Like,
it is nice in the summertime, but.
I don't know, dude. This time of year is the best time. Like, I would love to leave during the winter. I would love to leave during the summer and only be back 3 months, I guess like 4 or 5 months out of the year. Like, spring and fall, dude. Like, just when it's like 70 to 80 degrees every day, fucking hanging out.
I hate the fall because it's part of the cold, you know what I mean? And then winter comes. So
you're way more about the hot than the cold.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, I could never.
I can't do it. I have fat attacks, dude.
Okay.
If it was...
Not like that, but I'm like, dang, okay. Oh, you know, it's like, wow, I didn't know, like, I didn't know.
No, it's okay, dude.
You're being so kind and cool. You're like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's just really funny.
Like, it made sense to you. Like, if he would have said that to me and I didn't already know what he was talking about, I'd be like, what the fuck?
What is that, dude?
Yeah, I do got that, what the fuck, like, look, people always give me that, what the fuck? I'm like, no, not like that, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, just a filler, like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, dang, that's, you know.
Yeah, well, if I wear sweaters or anything long sleeve, honestly, if I walk more than 20 steps outside in the summer, I just start sweating profusely.
Yeah.
And I could dub that a fat attack because it's like having heat stroke, but you're just fat. And I've heard it before. But that's...
Sorry to hear that, man.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Rashod. It's my own fault.
It's fine, Rashod. You didn't have anything to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't your fault.
Okay.
No,
I was worried. For
you know, my thing about the heat, though, is like the heat versus the cold is like the cold, like, yeah, it fucking sucks. And it feels more brutal than the heat because it gets colder than it does hot, if that makes sense.
It does. It does.
But the thing is about the cold is like you can always throw more and more and more layers on.
You can get warm.
But like you can be hot. It's like 105 degrees. You're stripped down naked and you're fucking throwing cold water on yourself, and you're still gonna be miserable.
I like the hot because not too hot, but I like the hot because obviously the weather and the women. So
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah,
you said something about that at your show. You said, "What are you gonna?" Addie asked, "What you gonna miss most about summer?" And what did you say? I'll let you say it.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. But
I can say. He said, "I miss the warm weather and the booty." And I was like, "Damn, that's so true."
Yeah,
dude.
that's really words have not been said.
That sounds like me. Yeah,
but the fall's nice, man, because like now it's like what do they call those pants? Legging season, you know?
With
it's
booty
like,
pants.
Yeah, they may not be shorts anymore, but like, you know,
I ain't looking at it like that.
You know, because like, here's my thing, like, and I hate to, this might sound kind of fucking weird, but like, it's like when you got a big old booty in like a tight pair of pants, it's like, man, like you got, because it's like how you fit in that, like it's like if you stuff a fucking grocery bag with too much shit, you're like, I just want to take it out of the bag, like the bag's gonna break.
Yeah,
women know what they're doing when they do that. They know, they know what they're doing when they be doing that. They want us to look at them.
Well, you know what's crazy is like sometimes I like to people watch a lot, and
me too.
I'll watch men watching girls, you know, and because it's like as if I was a woman. It would be the most obvious thing. Like I hear it all the time. Like I don't want to go out. I don't want to do this alone, or I don't want to whatever. Because like men, and I'm like, I feel you actually. I get you. Because
especially nowadays, there's a lot of creeps out there.
You could be a fine looking dude, and women are gonna be like shy, if anything. Most of the time. But
they be shy. They be shy towards me, and I'm kind of shy.
They're not gonna be disrespectful and like look you up and down and stuff most of the time. But like men will be like.
Yeah,
dang, you know.
I try to, in this day and age, I try not to be obvious, but I be like kind of looking and turn, like look, for obvious reasons, because
I always make sure, like, if I'm wearing sunglasses, it's face forward. But like, if I see in the peripheral, it's always like that, But you gotta be wearing sunglasses, so you're looking this way.
Yeah, that's how I am. Without the sunglasses, I'm like, not trying to be obvious, but like, whatever I'm doing, stalking, I'm looking at a girl like, oh damn, she cute, Yeah. Then you see a dude, you like, damn, how she get with him?
I'm not even gonna lie. There's this really, really cute girl that walked in, and I was eating with you guys actually at some restaurant. I think we were at like an Olive Garden, and she walks in, and I was in the middle of a conversation, just spotted her for a second, and I straight up was like, y'all, I gotta go to the bathroom, because I wanted to go, I wanted to check her out for like 2 seconds. I was just like, she was so pretty for a second, and it was actually my mind just filling in the blank, because when I actually saw her again, I was like, oh no, she.
Exactly.
But yeah, I literally got up off out of the table and was like, I gotta pee real quick, go, and I did go to the bathroom, but I was like, looking on my way, I was like, wow,
yeah.
But I was glad, it's like, dude, because I'm not like, I'm a firm believer that like you got to shoot your shot. Like,
yeah, you do.
And if I'm not going to just like check her out, I'm like, okay, like if she's cute and she's like there with like a girl or something, like after dinner or something, if we like end dinner at the same time, we're like happen to be outside, I'm not gonna interrupt their meal.
Right.
But like I'm gonna shoot my shot and be like, hey, I think you're like really pretty and like if you you know.
I tried to shoot my shot at a girl while I was in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road, it was this white girl. You know what I mean? She had pink hair. I thought she was cute, but then when I turned around, I'm like, okay, she ain't that cute. But I still try to shoot my shot anyway. I was like, hey, what's your name? She's like, why? I was like, what's your name? She's like, why? I was like, I just want to know what's your name. She was like, no, go. And I went. I was like, all right,
yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to shoot my shot.
Well, it's hard, dude. Like,
it was in the middle of the road. And,
what do you say to a stranger? You know,
it's so tough.
Like, it's so tough, especially nowadays. It is so tough.
Yeah,
because you don't want to be labeled like, oh my god, he's being weird. He's being, you know, it's just so tough. I just be like, hey, how you doing? Sorry to bother you. You know what I mean? My name is Rashod, and you know what I mean.
I try and keep it old fashioned because it like. I'm not trying to be some dude. Like I think the best way to get to know somebody is like going out to do something. So
that's true.
Like,
if
I'm interested in somebody, I always ask them out to dinner.
Right.
And I know that that's like basic or whatever, but like
you have
like,
to.
Girl, like we're gonna have a meal together and like talk. Like this is gonna simulate if we get along. This is like a simulation of how our actual life's gonna be. How many meals are we gonna eat together? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's a perfect first date. Like,
you gotta shoot your shot. Like I remember I went to like a bunch of grocery stores just to find that one girl.
Did it work?
Yeah, it didn't work. I didn't find the girls that I was looking for. They was all not. And then when I see the girl that I'm interested, they got boyfriends and shit.
Yeah.
Or they'll tell you like, I'm sorry, I got a boyfriend. You know, sometimes they be lying. They got a boyfriend just to get you out their face.
Well, and you haven't even said like 2 words yet. You're like, hey, and it's just like, I have a boyfriend. It's like, ah, shit, do I just like look like a douche or something?
Right. Yeah, I remember this girl. She just I was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, fine. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, you shopping around here a lot? She was like, do I shop here? Like, dude, I'm like, have a good day, ma'am. Have a good day. This not going to well.
Already coming at you with like 100%, dude.
Yeah, she was like, damn, I was just trying to like be friendly, but I'm like, all right, have a nice day, lady.
I do like grocery store pickup lines though. That's good, dude. Do you shop here often?
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
It's actually a great place to like meet somebody. You can like see what's in somebody's cart, like what they're doing, and you can just like easily be like, I love that kind of macaroni.
Right.
Like that's my favorite macaroni.
That's how I be doing. I was like, I love that macaroni and cheese. Like I love that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Not a sandwich, but I love that jelly. I love that peanut butter. You know what I mean? That look good. You know, maybe we'll go together just like peanut butter and jelly. So.
Hey, there you go.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, I never got like a date or anything, but like. Me and this girl were like flirting it up pretty hard when I was still living out of state, and she got Tillamook brand ice cream. There's a ton of brands of ice cream, and we're both just in the ice cream aisle, and I was going for Tillamook, and I was just like, that is the best. Have you had it before? And she'd never had it. And I was like, oh my God. And it like, she didn't know that would open up a huge like door for us to have a conversation, you know?
Sometimes
I was like, oh my God, that ice cream. I was describing the ice cream to her. I was like, it's creamy, it's rich. And I was like, this is getting a little.
Is it were you like lying or?
No, it was my favorite ice cream. And it still is. Like they sell it at some
okay.
places here. But you know, I was like, oh my God, you know?
Right.
And she was getting the cookies and cream. And I told her she had to try the Oregon strawberry. And I was like, dude, it's like, it's got chunks of strawberry, so if that's not your thing, like chunks of fruit in your ice cream, don't do it. She's like, no, I love that shit. I was like, oh, girl.
Yeah, sometimes stuff like that does work. It does work. You know, I should have did that a long time ago, but I'm not doing that no more. I'm focused on me.
That's exactly what I've been doing for like 3 years.
I'm focused on me.
I'll say something to the homie, you know, and like, dang, she was really cute and really cool, you know, like somebody that's chalking it up with me at a show or something, and the homie will be like, yeah, dude, go get her number, like go talk to her.
Yeah,
it's like
sometimes, I mean, they say, when you ain't looking, that's where they find you.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what I've been on is like, you know, I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to like. Because, man, like, I'm not trying to flirt. I'm not trying for people to look at me a certain way. I don't want to approach people anymore. Like, when I was younger and I, like, failed in front of the homies, like, that was just funny, you know? I'm, like, 19 years old. I'm like, damn, she hated my ass, you know? Yeah. But now it's like, dude, I'm an adult. Like, I don't want to be, like, I don't want women to think I'm, like, chasing and stuff.
Right,
like,
exactly. I mean,
because to be honest, anybody that I'd want to be with at this point, I wouldn't want them to be with a guy like that. I'd want them to make a good decision and be like, well, you know what? Like, like I had to make the first move, not him, and like that's what I like about him. You know,
right? Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe that's like a fantasy that'll never happen.
I mean, it will happen. You know,
I think like
it will happen.
The flower doesn't chase the bee, you know. Not to say that like homegirl would be the bee, but like ideally we're just two flowers that end up growing next to each other.
Right.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
And then a bee comes along and fucks my wife
and you
in front of me, and then fucks me after the taste of her.
It's a cold world. It happens a lot.
You take that
It happens a lot. You know, I mean, that's why I be like, I'm glad I'm single.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm single. I don't have to worry about that.
I hate when somebody fucks my wife and then me.
Yeah, and I'll be like, I'm glad I'm single.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, I like being single because I've had bad relationships. You know,
me
so
too.
like
I had bad relationships.
Yeah,
too.
Me being single is like
experience.
I mean, it's as simple as like when I got out of my last relationship. I remember going to a restaurant to go out to eat and thinking, oh my God, my phone's not blowing up because I'm out of the house alone. Like, I gave zero reason to ever like be distrustful or anything, and it's just like, I don't know. I felt like my life was my own again, and I didn't have to like, you know, I didn't have to like fucking call my boss every time I want to do some shit, and then my boss yells at me, and then like always is like fucking threatening to fire me and shit. It was like I don't know, but that was because I had a bad girlfriend. You know, it's like not all.
That's
you know,
I had a bad. I mean, I won't say my girlfriend, but she wanted to be my girlfriend, but it was her opportunity to be my girlfriend when I got fired at my last job. But, you know, she wasn't being there for me because I got fired over time theft, which is some bullshit, you know. And, I went to her where she was staying at because she was a recovering addict, recovering meth addict. And then, you know, not to put her, well, I'm not.
No names.
Yeah, no names.
There's a lot of those out there.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I mean, don't ask me why. You don't ask me why. But, you know, and I was like, yeah, I got fired. She was like, well, time theft is a really big, big deal. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. You know, and then, like, right before that.
But you didn't even do it, right?
No, I didn't, like. Let me explain. Like, there's been times where I didn't clock out for lunch, you know, but I wasn't doing it on purpose because. You know, they have a new system because I went back to my old job because I worked there before. So when I came back, they got this new system where you got to clock in and out through your phone, which, you know, I rather clock in and out through the time clock because it'll help. You know,
I had a job like that you're supposed to clock out, but I mean, I never did.
Yeah.
Ever, not once. Because like clock out for my 30-minute lunch, fuck you. I still got to be here. I can't go home.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah, but time clock helped me out better than the phone because the phone is the phone. So, you know, there's been times I haven't been clocking out for lunch and then I start clocking back into lunch and then there's other times I haven't. So, you know, it was ebb and flow, but then it kind of came back and bite me and was like, but on the flip side, I was like, how can I really time that when I've been here every single day, never called in, always on time? So it's like, so you really gonna fire me over that? But you know, it was still some bullshit. But you know, they should have just gave me a warning. I ain't get no warning at all. So then when they suspended me first, and then they fired me, and then I went to the girl I was, you know, messing with, and she was like, "Well, time theft is a big deal, blah blah blah." Yeah. And then she hit me up talking about, she hit me up while I was on top of her, you know what I mean, laying on her, you know, and she was like, I'm waiting for you to be, I want to be your girlfriend, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I just got fired from my job. Are you worried about being my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a red flag on her.
Yeah, that is. I'm like, and then she sent me pictures of her titties, and I'm like, how you gonna send me a picture of her titties and you right there?
Wait, that is really
you
weird.
can just show me your
you can just show me. Like, I get it. We around other.
Well, but I guess it is cool because you get to keep that too. You know, you're like, wow, you know, like,
that's a permanent titty.
Flashing me is for now, but a picture of you flashing me is forever. You know?
Yeah, but
thanks, babe.
I get it because we was around other people, but it's like
But also, her saying time theft is a big deal. Like, she's right, but like when people talk about time theft, they're talking about like you go into the place you work, you clock in, and you fucking dip. You're not on schedule that day, and HR doesn't work there every day, so they see it. They're like, "Oh, okay, Rashod picked up an extra day on Saturday."
That's time theft.
Yeah, that's time theft.
I did my work, but they want to fire. They was looking for a reason to fire me, so they was like, "Well, we can get them time theft because you know." based on my job performance, because they kind of set me up to fail. Because my boss at the time my last job, he didn't like me. You know what I mean? So I was seeing signs of him trying to get rid of me by doing things that I normally don't do. When a boss trying to get you to do things that you normally don't do, that's a sign, that's a red flag right there that he's trying to get rid of your ass.
Yeah.
Like he trying to have me do like, hey, can you like fix the change the baler, like baler like compact trash. It's kind of like trash.
Yeah.
The baler with the cardboard box and all that. He was trying to have me change the baler. I'm like, I don't do that shit. Like I ask people that know how to do it, but
yeah.
He wanted me to do it, so that's when I know, like, yeah, I think he's looking for a reason to get rid of me, and then he got his reason by time to like, oh, he ain't really clocking out for lunch, so I can, get this on him, use this on him, and that's what happened.
You ever have like a really shitty job that you just hate every day going to? Like, what was you ever had a shitty job? Like
that one. Well, because that was the second job. That was like my first job. I went back to that job because I walked out.
Okay.
And lesson: do not go back to the job that you walked out on.
Never relight a cigarette.
Exactly.
It won't taste the same.
Exactly, because once you go back and the same supervisor, manager are there, they gonna get their revenge. They petty like that. They gonna get their revenge and like, all right, well, he back. Well, we gonna make his life a living hell, so he either quit or we can fire his ass. And that's what happened to me. So don't go back to the job that you left.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, don't go back to the job that you left. So I went back to the job.
Same with women.
Yeah, same with women. Yeah,
exact same.
Go forward. Yeah, always go forward, never go backwards.
Yeah.
But I went back. I went there. I was a bagger, cashier, self-checkout. I walked out. Then I went to Starbucks. That's a whole different story. Just my thoughts. Check it out. The reason why I got fired. A bitch lied to me.
Where can they find it?
On YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Oh, and okay. Yeah.
It's on YouTube. Link will be there. YouTube, audio, video. You know what I mean? However you want to listen to it or watch it, the link is on below. But and then I got fired from Starbucks over at Karen. She lied to me, and so I went back to the grocery store. I don't want to say that name. Yeah, bleep that. Went back to the grocery store that I worked at, and everything was cool. And then they put me on Top Stock. That was the worst job.
Yeah.
Top Stock, you scanning shit on top of the shelf.
Oh God.
Yeah, on 14 hours, you got to do that every day. That was brutal. That was the worst job experience by far. I hated doing that. They had me do that every single day, and I was like, hey, can I do something else? It was like, you have to do that every single day, which is bullshit. You know what I mean? Then I see somebody do other shit, and I was like, hey, can I do other shit? It was like, no, Rashod, you gotta do this every single day, and I was like. That was a blessing in disguise. I got fired, so it was a blessing in disguise because I don't have to do that shit no more. It was brutal. Oh man, like that was like every item, like from like this shelf, that shelf, 14 hours, every day, single day, man. You will get burned the fuck out mentally. Like it was mentally draining.
That's funny that's your worst job.
That was my worst job. That was my worst job. Worst job experience is Starbucks.
Yeah.
Worst job experience, Starbucks. You guys can't relate, but being the only black dude surrounded by a bunch of white folks, that's
usually
that's tough because they looking at
usually like privileged white folks too.
Yeah,
like if you're working at Starbucks, you got a rich mom or dad or some shit.
They looking to come for you if you the only black dude and a bunch of white people.
Cool, because they only got that job because mom and dad took them to the drive-thru every day, and they're like, man,
exactly. That's exactly. I went there, and then people talking about, you didn't really fit in there. I was like, I wish you'd have told me before I applied there. I got hired.
Well, and also, dude, I was talking to my mom about this actually recently. People talk about like, oh man, like you don't want to end up like working at McDonald's or like, oh, you're under like people like view like fast food or like drive-through places like it's like a low end job or whatever. But it's fucking. I'd imagine at least it's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
If I worked at a McDonald's, that would probably be the most fast-paced. Most like anxiety driven job
it's fast paced. I didn't get to make drinks while I was there. They just put me on window, so they kind of pretty much set me up to fail. Like, all right, you're gonna be on window, and that's how I got confidence of talking to women there. And
nice,
I got confidence.
You're like, shoot, what are you drinking?
Exactly. I got dates off of that, and my coworkers hated it. They hated it. They hated me, and I pretty much got set up and they lied on me, talking about sexual harassment. You guys will, it's on Just My Thoughts. Yeah, I talked about the whole experience. Y'all listen to it, watch it, whatever. But yeah, so that happened. That was like the worst job experience that I have. But the worst job is Top Stock. Went back to my old job and had to scan every fucking item on top of the shelves, each shelves. Back and forth, 14 hours.
It's funny that you say that because my worst job, probably by far, I was on probation, so it was hard for me to get a job because I wanted to be really honest with all the people I was applying with.
Right.
So I got turned down because they're, I even got an interview. They're like, well, what's going on with your probation?
Exactly.
I'm like, well, I'll probably be on for 3 years. There's going to be a lot of things that probation is going to make me do in my schedule and stuff. So it was a whole thing. And it wasn't just that I was on probation. They were like, well, shit, like we can't work around all the things you're going to have to do on probation. We can't have you working here. Our hours don't work like that. So I got a job at Bed Bath & Beyond. I showed up at 5 in the morning. So I'd get up at about 3:30, 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning, it's like, I mean, I don't just get up and shower and go. Like I gotta stretch in bed. I'm fucking tall and
you
shit.
Hated
like,
your life.
I hated my life, dude. I hated my life when I had the job because we did the same shit. So if you've ever been to a Bed Bath & Beyond, God help your soul for one, but everything's top stock. There's no back room.
Yeah.
So we're on these Ballymore ladders all fucking day, and we're scanning everything. And I've never been in a Bed Bath & Beyond before this at all. So training was just figuring out where the fuck everything's at in this fucking place. And so the 5 in the morning, because the store doesn't open until 10. So it was 5 to 10. It was just a 5 hour every morning. And 10 a.m. comes around, we're out. Like all of our morning people, because we were on truck. We'd take shit off truck and we'd upstock everything. Right. And dude, it fucking sucked. I'm tired as shit. I'm going up and down the ladder for 5 hours. I'm around a bunch of people that suck. Right. They're not funny. They're not cool. They're not interesting to talk to. Most of them are like old and hate their fucking life, and it's like, dude, just the vibe alone was enough to like make me not.
That was my last job. But 8 hours, 8 hours up and down the ladder, up and down. Gotta take the whatever item, and then you gotta put it back on the shelves. All each and every day. I hated it. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I almost quit, but he was like, just scan and go. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do that. That's what I was doing, but I still hated it. I hated my job. I hated this shit. You know what I mean? But
I didn't make it long. Zach took me out for drinks once while I was on probation, which I wasn't supposed to do, obviously. Yeah. But I did have a drink that day. We went into this local little restaurant. That's
it was wine. It was wine.
Yeah, it was O'Doul's. Yeah. But and I asked the bartender because it seemed like a really small, like nice little quaint restaurant. I'm like, yo, you guys hiring? And she's like, I don't know. Let me ask. She goes and grabs the manager. The manager comes out. Doesn't even give me. He speaks like not very good English. It's mostly Spanish that he speaks. And the first thing he's like, job working here? And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, maybe, and he's like, yeah, when is start? And like, it just asked me straight up, like, he didn't know me from a grain of salt. Awesome. He was like, when do you want to start? And I was like, I don't, like, next week? And he's like, okay, like Monday. And I was like, okay. I was like, fuck yeah. So after like a month, I think, maybe 2, of Bed Bath & Beyond, I just no call, no showed. I said, fuck you, I don't give a fuck.
I would have done the same thing.
I'm not gonna, because I'm an asshole if I give him, I'm not waiting 2 weeks, and I'm an asshole if I call him and I'm like, hey, my last shift was my last day. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, but I needed to get out of that hell, and I didn't care about a fucking corporate entity that wanted to, now we have to schedule. I don't fucking care, dude.
I can relate.
You are a $1 billion company.
I can relate. Once they fired me, I was sad and fucked up, but then, hey, it was a blessing in disguise. I don't want to do top stock no more.
The one thing is, you always got to consider, if you're going to leave on a bad note, it's like, you always got to make sure, like, I wasn't going to put you on my resume anyway. Like, Bed Bath & Beyond was not going on my fucking resume.
I learned that. I kind of learned that because I did when I was when I got suspended the last job when they suspended me, then they fired me. I put them as my resume and shit. I was like, fuck.
Oh, and they actually called?
They probably did. Not the job that I work at now, but the job that I was trying to get that I almost got. They did call, and I was like, fuck. And then my mom was like, yo, like, shit, you probably should have put that there. You should have just lied a little bit.
I have never had anybody call any of my references off of my thing. Like off my resume. Like I'll put references down, and some of them are like fake.
Yeah.
I put.
I'm gonna use that too, just in case.
Well, because if you got a good interview, what the homie's not gonna like wait until you leave and be like, all right, let's check out fucking, like
if they like you enough, they'll hire you on the spot. That's how it happened when I worked at Starbucks. She liked me enough. And she just hired me on the spot.
Yeah, she's like, all right, well,
we would love to have you. You know what I mean? We can, start in a week or two.
I applied. He was working at Sprint for a little bit, and there's a location near my parents' house that I had to live at their house on probation. So I'm like, shit, I mean, that's an easy commute to work. And I go in, and I tell them straight up, like, I don't know shit about phones. It was a manager position. And I was like, I don't know anything about phones. I don't know, And they asked me, they're like, well, why would we want you, what separates you from other candidates and stuff? And it was just typical, like, he read it off a sheet. Like, he wasn't really asking me. And I told him, like, well, I don't know anything about phones. People that do, they're going to come in acting like they already own this place, And I thought of this on the spot. I was like, the fact that I don't know, I will be coming to work every day with a drive to know more. With like, and the guy goes, that's the best answer I've ever had to that question. And I don't know how many times he's asked that or whatever, but I was like, hell yeah, like I gave myself like a mental high five. And they didn't end up, he hired me on the spot. He's like, I'm going to send through all the paperwork and stuff. And I was like, cool. Well, I do need to let you know. And like I was on an ankle monitor at the time. He hadn't seen it yet, and I like had to like pull up my leg. I was like, I do want to let you know about this. It's not gonna be very long that I'm on this. It's just part of my probationary thing, and this and that. And he personally texted me, and was like, dude, I'm so sorry, but like all the corporate shit came down, and like I actually can't hire you. Like we don't hire about people.
They totally could have.
I think
they could have.
But I was on felony probation, and they don't hire felons.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. So even though I wasn't
hired there,
I didn't have a felony conviction, and I still don't because I went through the shit. But because I was being charged with a felony. I mean, they were like, we just can't, if you do end up like becoming a felon, we'd have to fire you anyway. And then we're like, so
liability.
Yeah, it was just weed for anybody watching. Like it was a fucking felony for weed. Like nothing
nothing
crazy. I didn't do anything fucking.
Now we're smoking rainbows on the cast, dude. Yeah, but speaking of the cast, I think it is about time we switch over to the page.
Yeah, let me do
Let's
a
go
quick.
to the Patreon. I think we're at 50 minutes.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay.
We are.
Well, hey man, so
anything you want to shout out?
Yeah,
before
last
we switch
thing.
to the.
So we're just gonna do a short Patreon cast after this. So anything you want to say to the YouTube listeners?
YouTube. Check out my special. Rashod Vaughn. Just my thoughts. On the link. Subscribe. Check it out. Watch it or listen to it.
Check it out. My mom liked it. I got these headphones that aren't wired together, so she was wearing one. I was wearing the other at work because she's my boss. And there was times we were like laughing together. We only got
okay.
I was telling you, I listened to it today.
Yeah, I was trying to watch it at work.
Yeah, it was because I wanted to ask you more questions about it, but then I came to this point where I was like, I don't want to fucking spoil it. Like, I don't want to say true. I just want you to say it in your own words, and I don't want to talk about it because I want the viewers to like. I want them to go through it, dude, because the only reason I stopped listening to it is because I had just, like, a bunch of shit going on all of a sudden. Had to talk to homeowners and whatever, but it's a good special, dude. Like,
thank you.
I fuck with it. There's a reason. There's a reason he's on the podcast today. Support Rashod in this, because, man, there's a lot of local talent, and you're looking at some of it right now.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
And thank you, guys. Shout out again, THC Dispensary. Come check out our show if you're, well, I guess you won't see this. If you're watching this somehow in the future, check out our show September 28th at this Saturday.
Somehow in the past.
Somehow in the past.
Not somehow in the future.
If you're watching this somehow in the future, there's also something wrong.
Yeah, true.
It's wrong with you. Something wrong.
You're watching it right now, but in the future.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and as always, if you want more, it gets dirty after dark. The Patreon goes off in a way that it does not go off on YouTube. There's certain things we don't do.
$1 a month.
Talk about, like Patreon is, in my opinion, the best part of the podcast. So it'd mean a lot if you came. It's $1. Yeah,
$1 a month. $1 a month. You can support your local dude actually.
Oh yeah, my bad.
No,
and also not only check me out, Rashod Vaughn, YouTube, subscribe. Just my thoughts. Also check out Quick Draw Comedy.
Yes.
Subscribe, listen, watch, check it out on YouTube. Whatever you know, Spotify, you know, whatever you know, stream or watch podcasts or listen to it, you know, check it out. Quick Draw Comedy.
We'll be there every Tuesday at least. Reese and I.
Yeah,
We'll
every Tuesday, every Sunday. You know, check it out.
Heck yeah. Also, if you don't know, you can find this podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, I believe a few others, and as always, YouTube. Every podcast place has video too, so it's exactly this.
And I just checked on Amazon Music, which is what I listen to because I have Prime, and we are streaming on Amazon Music as well.
Let's go, dude.
I think we're on most, even if you have Rhapsody.
If that actually still exists, true. You can just look us up, dude, actually. But thank you guys. We'll see you on the page. Love you.
See you on the page.
Take it easy.